Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bucks Paranormal Podcast on YouTube. We're joined here today with Ian and Lightfoot from Paranormal Hunters UK. I believe you said your group was trying
Yeah,
to
that's
think.
correct.
Was that the
Yep.
one? Yeah. Okay. So,
Paranormal
Ian.
Hunters UK.
So, as always, I've wrote down a couple of questions. Firstly, can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you get up to, and where Paranormal Hunters UK came from, and how the team came together? A little bit about yourself.
Yeah, of course. I spent all my working life in the Royal Navy. I was a weapon engineer officer. I left about 2014,
Okay.
and I became a hypnotherapist. So I'm down in Southampton. I work on Harley Street as well, although not too much anymore. I like to concentrate just in Hampshire. And I think it was when I was working as a hypnotherapist, I returned back to knowing there was more. That energetic connection between people hearing and seeing things that perhaps other people can't.
Yeah.
Using it in my therapy, but successfully, of course. And I wanted to just go and find out the answers to questions and to discover, hey, I'm seeing this, or other people seeing this. And so I started investigating the paranormal again. And I met a chap called Barry Depp of Paranormal Hunters UK, and we hit it off straight away. And that guy is fearless. When I met him, he was wandering around the tunnels of North Fort on his own with his just a body cam in the pitch black, and I thought, hey, that's pretty impressive. So we started working together, and we have been ever since.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he already had the team like before, like a name and all that beforehand.
he was the founder of the group. And there was a few people in that team, but I think the team had stagnated a little bit. Other people weren't as committed, and
Yes.
so now there's two of us, and we've kind of revamped this, the group, the duo, and we can be found all over the shop, really.
No, that's good. Well, I mean, obviously, with there only being two here in the team, do you think having a smaller team makes investigations easier and more effective? And because personally, I've been with teams where I've had 10 or 12 on the investigation, and it winds me up. More than two or three people, I'm like, you just want to tell everyone else to shut up and just listen and focus. So,
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I mean, I'm terrible for whistling, but he knows that. He
oh,
says, "Was that you whistling?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, mate." Yeah, but he knows it's just me. It's great, as you said, the noise pollution. I like to concentrate on getting video, and he has what I call Barry's big ear, which is one of these devices with a couple of antenna on the side, which can pick up somebody's stomach churning about 3 miles away. I mean, it's incredible. So he
wow.
concentrates on audio, and I do video. Really,
Is that something like he's made himself, or is it like a piece of equipment he's purchased?
it's something he's purchased. I'd love to tell you the name of it, but I can't.
No.
But it's pretty effective. I mean, the things that we've gone. Did you hear that? He's got, yeah, and I've got it on here as well. And he's able to enhance it. And yeah, we've had some great DVPs, EVPs. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, you mentioned as well that you approach investigations with a lot of respect compared to, I mean, a lot of the paranormal community, let's say. So, what does
Yeah,
showing respect to spirits mean to you in practice? Really, do you think that you get more of a response from respect, or do you find that? Because I've seen investigations where sometimes the forcefulness behind it and being a bit more aggressive approach can bring out a lot more. Am I
yeah,
making sense there? More evidence
yeah.
and
No,
stuff.
you absolutely make sense. Yeah, no doubt. I think it's about who you are as a person. Maybe I suppose I'm using that empathy. I mean, look, I've been in a building for 600 years. Here we go again. Is there anybody here? Can you tell me a name? Please just knock on the chair. And it's like, well, why should I?
Yeah,
Why should I?
exactly.
Um, and I think if I approach it with the fact that, if I can make contact with you and you talking to me, actually, I'm really pleased with that. Thank you. And maybe I'm going to give you more than you give me. So, hey, when was the last time you heard some music? Let me play some music with you for you. And absolutely yeah, no conditions. If you
Yeah.
want to talk to me after that, fine. Hey, and do you know what? We've had so many. Um, I don't know. Would they say a good crack? I mean, we've had a bit of a laugh, banter with the spirits. I remember in Kelvedon Hatch, there was a cat ball going off, and every time I spoke, the cat ball went off. Every time Barry spoke, it would respond. Every time me, nothing. And it's like, oh, and it got so it was funny in the end. And then we all burst out laughing. It was one of these moments, and the cat balls went wild. I think 3 of them went off, all flashing, and we knew that entity, that spirit, had a sense of humor. And then
Was
at the
enjoying
end, I
it.
think it was 6 in the morning, and I've got it on video on my blog. And I said, look, we've had a really great time with you. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much for this evening. Look, if there's any way you can show yourself, we'd be really grateful, because that would be just cherry on the cake, icing on the cake, whatever. And then this wonderful cotton wool orb came from the seat, came flying towards us, went in front of the camera, and then it's just absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. Yeah, it was really good. So we
I
think it
think
works.
that's what it is. I think you've got to play your surroundings as you find them, as you would
Yeah,
in real life. Like my old team, we used to do a lot of abandoned places that are well known, haunted, like back in the
right.
time. So we
Yeah,
went to an old theatre up Birmingham way this one time, and it was derelict, but they still had the stage and with the seating area, and we had a good SLS camera at the time, and we was picking up nothing around the room until we got to the stage part, and we was just talking like you mentioned there.
yeah,
Yes, if you're here, we welcome you to come forward. I'm guessing you used to perform on the stage, maybe. Can you do something for us if you are around? And lo and behold, on the SLS, an actual figure walked across the stage, started throwing its hands up as if it was dancing and on stage. And at the end,
yeah,
we was like, that's amazing. Said, can you give us a bow, and we'll give him a round of applause. And it
yeah,
bowed,
yeah.
turned left, it bowed, it turned right, it bowed. We clapped, and it just walked off.
And you
I
have a
was
good feeling about that.
like, well, yeah. I mean, we had
It's
nothing
great.
else all the way around, and
Yeah,
there's another one we did. It was I don't know what you call them. We nicknamed it. It was nicknamed in like the community as like the sex hotel, a bit of like a brothely type of thing. I'm guessing,
yeah, yeah.
and they had like all these rooms, a dungeon, and as you can imagine. And there was a sauna as well. And we was filming on this sauna, and again on the SLS. It's only these 2 times I've ever had real good evidence picked up from them.
Right.
And this figure was walking across, walked into the sauna. It was like, take a seat, relax, don't mind us being here. It sat down, put his legs up, and it was like leaning back, just like on a chaise lounge sort of thing. So, I mean, like you said, I think you've really got to play your surroundings, speak to them with a bit of respect, like you said.
Yeah,
I've also been in places where bad things have happened, asylums and stuff like that, and I've spoke negatively because these have been negative things that were there,
yeah.
and we have had responses from that picked up. So yeah, I always look at it, if one thing doesn't work, try the alternative, because you never know what you've got there.
Yeah, we were at the Queen's Head in West Chiltington. It's a venue that hasn't really been investigated before, or I don't think it's been investigated before.
Whereabouts are you from again? Sorry, Ian.
At Southampton. We're down in Hampshire.
Southampton.
We're Hampshire based.
Ah,
Um, and we went there, and one of the members of staff that were investigating said, "Oh, I know. Just let's try and bait it a bit." It's like, whoa, hold on, why? And the next
yeah.
thing you know, he's had a scratch all down his forearm, and you think that's why, because you know it ain't it's this ain't a fair fight. They've got a lot of energy and they can bring it to bear. And why would you do that? It's
Yeah.
you know,
I suppose you
um,
got to remember, it's like you just said, it's not a fair fight. They can see you, you can't see them. It's not like you're fighting
absolutely.
someone in the street where you can see them face to face. You don't know what's about to happen to you.
And even that's not something I would normally I wouldn't do. So why would I do it when they're so much when they're not? I just wouldn't.
Exactly.
If you can't
Same.
laugh, I'm not really there for it. So
No, I'm the same. So, have you ever walked away from an investigation because you felt something just wasn't right, or something wasn't genuine? Like you hear about, I don't know if you've done many private investigations, like East Drive, etc. You hear about a lot of things like that being put up, and yeah,
yeah,
you hear different people's opinions. But is there anything where you've been where you thought, yeah, this ain't what it should be?
no, I don't think so. I think the recent one at West Chiltington. I mean, I got scratched on my neck down in the cellar, and then we started having things thrown at us, and I think it started actually because I God, I don't want to contradict myself. I called it out in a way. I'm a little, obviously being fairly intuitive. I knew about two of the spirits, and I mentioned that to the landlords when we went in there. And I was told I was right, even though I hadn't. There's nothing online about it,
Yeah,
about two people that had died there in the pub, and I don't believe that you have to die there to um, be resident, etc. But then there was a third, and I felt this energy. He's trying to be something he's not. Like he's moving things, he's throwing things, but he's not a poltergeist. This is not classic poltergeist. This is somebody who's just got no patience, who wants to be recognized, who maybe wants to frighten someone. And from that
mm,
moment, that's when we had it was almost like, well, we never found it, but imagine a coin was thrown at a window, and it was a big, crack against the window. And then down in the cellar, people were getting, thankfully, the little bungs, the little cork, cork bungs being
okay.
thrown at them. And I know it wasn't; it was just intimidating them to get out. But yeah, yeah, I'd have no problems in just turning round and leaving. If I felt something was so oppressive and negative and angry, or started throwing, knives appearing, it's like, well, why? Why do I have to stay here? If it's
Yeah.
that negative, thank you very much, but no, and I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I mean, like the knives and that sort of thing. Yes, I agree with you, but a bit of negativity, I want to push further.
Right?
Personally, I know that's just me. That's because I not wind it up, not cause an aggro or any trouble, but to find out why. What's with the temper? What's with the anger? Who
Yeah.
are you? What are you trying to tell us? Are you just angry because you can't communicate? Are you angry because nobody's listening to you? Are people just walking away because you're angry? You know,
I
but
suppose. I suppose. Well,
I
the
think
thing
that's a
that
good
comes
thing
in.
with a small team because it's good to have like two or three people, one that's like that chases that negativity, one that protects you from that negativity, and one that's all like the love and light. Really, do you know what I mean? I think that's a good mixture to balance each other out in
I
any
think
team.
it's not. I don't disagree in principle, but in my mind, I'm slightly worried in case, hey, actually, we're making an assumption that everything we are working with, or visiting, or looking for communication with is human.
Yeah,
And if they ain't human,
yeah, true,
then
true.
actually perhaps they don't feel. I mean, how bad a person is this? How evil a person is this?
Are you
How
talking
evil
more
an entity?
like demon side of things? Are you or
I don't want to say the word. I mean, I
I
think it's
know, I
fairly
know.
rare, but I think there are things out there that are negative entities, and how far do you go? I know that some people have. I think in Yvette Fielding's book, she mentioned that up there in the Edinburgh Vaults, her husband had taunted them, stood in the circle, and actually, several of them got hospitalised and needed stitches, etc. So, if we accept that as being a real event, yeah, I just think there's a word of caution. I'm not saying don't. Everyone's grown up,
Yeah,
I would just worry a little bit. That's all. I'm the one
no,
that
I agree.
protects you from from yourself.
That's it. Has there ever been like a moment then, like in all the years you've been doing this investigation, that's generally frightened you? Would you say?
I think it's when you react. Um, I'm not that brave, I don't think. I'm going to hold my hand up and say that Barry's a very calming influence because he's fearless, and sometimes it's kind of like, and he gives calm. So when something happens, it's like, oh right, okay, yeah, we're there, yeah, fine, yeah, okay, this is great fun. Let's go for it. What can we get? But every now and then, um, I was there in the camcorder, and even in the blackness, this dark cloud began kind of rushing towards us, and you could almost see it. It's amazing how you can see black on black. It's
Yeah.
weird, isn't it? And this darkness was coming towards, and I kind of backed off quite rapidly, and that's the first time that he's ever been affected, and he kind of backed off. And at the Queen's Arms, actually, when that thing was thrown at the window, the lady who was there with me on that table at the time, she kind of scraped a chair back and screamed. And it was only at that point then I reacted to her fear. And I think about a second later, I burst out laughing, going, "Yeah, that's a good one." Recognizing, oh, hold on a minute, So yeah, I think they're the only two examples I've got really.
So you said as well that obviously you captured a lot over time, like camera footage, video footage.
Yeah,
Have you ever captured like any evidence that obviously you review everything, you try and debunk everything, but is there anything that you've caught that you generally still to this day cannot explain and
hundred
still like
percent,
rattles your mind? What's like
hundred
the main
percent.
thing, would you say?
There's two. There's absolutely two stories I'm going to give you, and it's so difficult in today with the world of AI.
Yeah.
AI is brilliant in creating and helping us and bringing fun, but actually,
It's scary, isn't it?
it's doing the paranormal world no favors whatsoever. The first thing people say is, "Oh, that's AI."
Yeah.
So, two stories. The first one, again, for Ghosts on Tap, the Hampshire's most haunted pubs, we captured an image of a fairy. Absolutely incredible, amazing. And it wasn't just a capture, it was a video. It was a series of 4 videos. The
Okay.
first video, you see a creature flying around, and it changes shape from kind of wings to like a ball and darting away, and it's
Just just to,
moving.
just to pause for 1 second, sorry, and to cut you off. Can you? I don't know if you already have in the past. I've had so many emails, but if you got that evidence, send me some because what I can do, I can just drop it in the video above when this gets posted, so people can
Yeah,
see it in the middle there as we're
yeah,
talking about it.
I can send that, not a problem.
Brilliant.
So there's 4 videos, and they're going to be on TV. They're on Paranormal Caught on camera. Um, 3 videos, they're flying around, and you can't really tell what it is until it comes to that last video, and this creature flies in like this to the bar, bounces off with the legs, and you think, well, what is it? It's not a bat. It's not a bird. It's not a moth. It's not a butterfly. I mean, it's pitch black, and it's like, well, what is it? And the only thing it looks like is it looks like a stereotypical fairy. Unbelievable. Um, and then, yeah, a week later, we're at the Trooper Inn in Froxfield, and we see a very similar creature. Incredible. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us in the room. None of us saw it, but I got it on the camera.
Oh.
Unbelievable. And that one looks as if it's kind of been AI in altered,
Yeah, yeah,
you know. But I damn well swear it hasn't. That thing is there, and it's on a different camera system, different pub, different week. And then actually, there was a third occasion that we saw that creature, and we'd been to the name drop Podimore Steakhouse in Yeovil. We'd been asked to go in there and do some work for a possible demon, which we found no evidence of. And I was at the petrol station, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. maybe, on the A303, absolutely needing a coffee, feeling tired as we always do. I stopped, the coffee went on in the server's hatch. I picked up my coffee and I turned around and I looked up in the canopy, and there was the creature, more so from the trooper, and it was almost attached to the canopy by a silver thread. And I looked at this thing and it was flying around the pumps, which was bizarre because it went around the pump, but the silver thread didn't get tied around it. I've just thought
okay.
about that. And then it bounced off one of the lights on the canopy and then just poof, disappeared. And my first thought was, Barry's not going to believe that. And I turned around, as I looked and turned around, he was looking at me. It was fantastic. We'd both seen it. So I can't explain that. I genuinely can't. I've tried. It ain't possible. It No idea. The next one, oh, I've got 2 more for you actually. The next one is a full-bodied apparition we found, and that was in oh, where is it? Is it here? I've got paranormal. That's in. Take a break. Woohoo!
Oh, I'll feature in that once as well.
Yeah, yeah, we're in paranormal. Take a break.
I
And
won the
that was,
£50 prize, I think, a few years back.
oh, nice. It's
Yeah.
really good. We contacted them and they went, oh yeah, we've got to publish this. So off we went in it, and I'll try and find it as I tell you. We're at the Fleur de Lis in Pilly in Boulder, and we've got our camera, one of our cameras sat on the bar, and it's looking through from the bar through the to the restaurant. Now the backstory is more interesting. The owner, Steve, was sat there, and he said, "Oh, I feel like there's somebody with me. It's there's somebody here." And then the lights above started flickering, like flashing, strobing. None of the other lights, just that light. The K2 was going a bit wild. So we've got the cameras, we've got everything. We're trying to make contact, nothing. It's like, this is odd, Steve, but I don't think there's anyone with you there, mate. It's like, we feel there's somebody anyway. We carried on. And then when the film was, oh, not film, ridiculous, when the image was downloaded and the analysis was done, from the bar, you can see a flicker, a flash of light. And then you have the outline of what really looks like a woman with the sleeves, like puffy sleeves. A
Okay.
woman stood there, and then it flashes again, and she disappears. And then as you watch the video really carefully, a black shadow just moves away from the table. Flipping brilliant. I've got goosebumps now just thinking about it.
So like Victorian style clothing sort of
And
thing.
it's in there. I don't know if you can see it there, but again, I'll try and
Yeah.
send you the.
Again, send a picture. We'll pop it up on the
I'll
screen in
send
front
you
of
the
us. So
picture. But hey,
yeah.
yeah, I've got that one. So,
No, we could.
what was the other one? Yeah, brilliant. Fort Woodley. Now, Fort Woodley in Hampshire's absolutely fantastic. What a venue. I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's one of my favourite locations. It ain't impressive. There's a couple of characters down there that are, not got much patience. But there's an amazing chap called the Lantern Man. He's said to be a 7 foot tall chap carrying a lantern, and he's as friendly as you'd like. Now we've captured EVPs, and he's got a very distinct voice, and he knows he can see people because he's trying to make contact. On one, he said, "Hello, can you hear me?" The other one, he says, "Hello." He's definitely trying to make contact. Now, the first time we saw him, we just saw a light and heard footsteps that disappeared. We thought it was another group. And then the most recent visit, and I think we've had contact on the 4 or 5 times we've been there. And on the last time, there was footsteps coming down the central stairwell, and then a boy and a girlfriend, a man and a woman, came down, and off they went down one of the tunnels. So, and then of course I was recording, and then you hear footsteps and voices and a light. And I kind of look, and you see the camera going. I didn't think anything of it, so the camera's just pointing at the wall. And I look up like this, and I say, "Oh, don't worry, it's just another group coming down. There's loads of them." And then we hear cannon fire. So I go down to one of the tunnels. It's 150 meters. I was never going to see anything, but we heard cannon fire. And then it kind of twigs. Hold on a minute. Where are those people? So I go back down. Nobody there. But there was a light. I saw it with my own eyes. There's lights. There's people talking. There's footsteps. There's more than one person coming down that corridor. I mean, Fort Woodley is crazy active. There's whispers. There's cats. There's a ghost of a cat, ghost of a woman, a drummer boy who
And
we've
what
heard.
is it? What is it exactly, place?
It's one of Palmerston's follies. So, the Victorian forts that are kind of predominantly around the south coast, Dover, Plymouth.
A bit. Yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking Drakelow tunnels. Anything like that, or
I can't think about Drakelow. I don't know what Drakelow tunnels is. It's the Victorian forts and defences. There's a lot around the country. I don't know the exact figure. I'm not, because somebody that's listening to the podcast will know, and they'll tell me that I got that wrong. So I don't know. But they were meant to have been built to stop the threat of Napoleon III coming up onto the shores and invading Britain. But of course, the era was over before they were fully commissioned. But they're beautiful buildings. You've got North Fort down there in Weymouth. You've got Fort Gilkicker, Fort Widley, Fort Purbrook, Fort Nelson, Fort Southwark, Fort Fareham, Fort Rowner, they're brilliant. And they're great examples of Napoleonic forts, but they're just crazy active. And Fort Widley is amazing as a venue. It really is.
I've heard of that one before, actually.
Yeah.
Really rings a bell.
And it's brilliant. It's really good. I mean, you can get down there, 150-foot tunnel into another 150-foot tunnel, and the ramparts are there, and it's they're very active.
No, cool. Well, for people that haven't clocked on yet, under your name, it just say author. So we'll talk about your new book, Ian.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah,
you've got a book coming out. You're hoping to release it around Halloween time. You did mention, which would be really cool.
yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it without giving too much away?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's been my thing, I suppose, for the last 14, 16, 18 months. Um, I'm no stranger to writing. I've done a PhD. I've done the odd 50,000 words here, there, and everywhere, research projects, masters, investigations that we could. And something was pushing me. Again, we are meant to be doing this, both Barry and I. I write the books, but Barry is absolutely supportive in terms of the books wouldn't be there if he certainly wasn't there doing the investigations with us.
Right.
We make a great team, and I decided, hey, look, how do you fancy investigating Hampshire's most haunted pubs? And Barry was like, yeah, let's get on it. And do you know what? The landlords and landladies, managers, they've been fantastic, so supportive. They've opened the doors to us. They've let us get in there, get the investigations done. We've read a bit of the history, bit of the folklore, and we've compiled. Each pub has its own chapter, and then we reveal all at the end. We've even put in there how to have your own haunted um, pub crawl
Right.
over 4 days, accommodation, food. So it's a great book. Any publishers that are listening, I'd be very happy if you got in touch at this moment. Thank you very much. We are possibly going to hopefully working with one, but we're talking to a couple. But I'd like to
Definitely.
have a number of offers. Thank you, Dragons. Um,
And when this video does come out,
but
this video will be
we
out.
did go
It
some.
will come out on Sunday, 5 p.m. on YouTube. Obviously, I'll send you the links and all that. When it does in, if you can just put all your links and whatever
Yeah,
in the comments, so people know where to find you, any publishers, followers, etc. Just drop it all in the comments, and we'll get them sent over to you.
brilliant. Yeah, thank you.
But no, was there anything else you want to say, like
We're
regarding the book?
writing good. We
So you can dip,
think there. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, broken.
I'm now going into writing Ghosts on Draft, which is the most haunted pubs of Britain. After that will be Ghosts on Stage, Ghosts at War, Ghosts of the Manor, Ghosts in the Woods. There's a whole series of books coming. So stand by. You're going to be hit with a huge series of investigations that we've done, and we'll be compiling it for everybody who loves the paranormal, loves listening to podcasts, loves watching the videos, but doesn't actually get the time or ability to go out. I want to bring it all together for you, so that's quite an
No,
exciting
yeah,
four
that'll be
projects coming.
brilliant. I mean, what
Yeah,
inspired you to write the book thing? I know you obviously love your investigations and all that, but is that? I mean, you kind of just explained it. Is it just to bring, like you just said, to let everyone else see it who can't get out and experience it? Is that the idea behind the books, or is it like a personal reason for you writing these books?
I think it combines a love of writing with also a love of doing the investigations. Everyone wants to leave a legacy, I suppose. But
And it is
I
all
just
your own. It's
I
all
want
your
the
own
answers.
experiences, isn't it? It's all about your own
Yeah,
personal experiences
yeah,
in the pub. So
it absolutely is. And you know what? There's a couple of pubs where have been quiet. You know, those that are incredibly haunted. That at the time there was no activity. And we're not going to lie. That this pub has a reputation for being active and haunted. There are plenty of stories, but at the time we didn't experience anything.
yeah.
I'll give a little bit away for the next book. We were at the Skirrid Mountain Inn. Thank you so much, Emma. Recently, and the Skirrid Mountain has got a fearsome reputation.
Is
It's
it?
not for the faint-hearted.
Is this what we know as the Skirrid Inn? Am I
That's it.
thinking of the
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I've never heard anyone say the Mountain Inn before. I've just heard it as Skirrid Inn. That's all.
Uh, yeah. The real name of it is the Skirrid Mountain Inn, but everyone calls it the Skirrid Inn. Yeah, it's because it's the Skirrid Mountain which is behind. But
Okay, didn't
an
know that.
amazing building, brilliant place. Did we experience any entities there? Well, we don't think so. There was orbs for sure. But there was two things that happened which are great because they are paranormal. I mean, one of the things was apparently there's a scent of lavender that floats around, said to be a landlady. And you know what? During that night, and we spent all night there. We spent from 6 o'clock one evening. It shut all the way through the night till about 10 in the morning. And on occasion there was just an amazing smell of lavender, but it wasn't just a scent; it was an intoxicating scent, one that made you just want to kind of drift away, and it was all mellow. It was very strange. And then it
Mm.
kind of went, and you're like, "Whoa, what's just happened?" And that happened on a couple of occasions. It wasn't just tiredness. Come on, you know what tiredness is like. And another one, the other thing that happened was time. Time began to slow down. It sounds odd, but when you're looking at a camcorder, I always do a 5 minute video, and if nothing's happened, I'll stop it and start again. So they're only ever in 5 minute clips, and if something
Yeah,
happens, I'll stop it, restart it, so you can go, you know, where the activity is.
that's how I tend to do it
Well, on
myself.
this,
Yeah,
I, I was looking at the timer, going right, 2 minutes 50, got it right. Yeah, Barry, blah blah blah, chat 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 chat. Come back, 2 minute 55. What? What? That can't be right. Okay, 3 minutes 12. Barry, do you think time's standing still? I mean, do you think time's slowing down? What's going on? I don't get it. You? "Oh, I'm just having a pack of. Do you want a bag of crisps? Yeah, I'll have a bag of crisps, mate. Yeah, thanks very much. Blah blah blah. What do you think? Oh, it does feel a bit funny. Yeah, yeah. 3 minutes 15. What? What's going on here? Very odd. Very odd. Wonderful. Great to have experienced that. So, whilst it wasn't haunted with somebody, and somebody might have sat in the bed when I finally went to bed the next morning about 5 a.m. and we had a few orbs, but um, whilst we didn't see a full bodied apparition stood next to our table, damn, that lavender was great. And the time, that's an experience that people don't have every day. Awesome.
yeah. You saying that?
So, nothing happened, but hey, it
I,
did.
I experience that a lot in the night time. Like I always wake up middle of the night, like 2, 3 o'clock every night without fail.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, for
Yeah.
some reason, I just can't sleep for that hour. So I have to get up. I'll sit down,
Mm.
play on my phone like 3 o'clock in the morning, play a bloody game, and the next time I look at my phone, it's like 2 minutes past three. I'm like, hey, how's that happened? Like, so it does make you wonder. Is that like a thing that generally happens?
Yeah.
Like, it could be. It's a wonder of the world.
It might be. I don't know how it happens. I mean, I think the spirit world will know.
That's it.
I think it's
So
all maybe wrapped up as part of it, but it was nice. It was good. Yeah, it's nice to experience that. Other people would call you crazy,
yeah,
but I don't think I was. I think I'm. It felt like
no. So have you ever felt that experience since then, or was it just that place?
it. Only when watching England play when they haven't scored a goal yet.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking
Doesn't
of
time
which,
go on then?
I did this on my last podcast, so I'm going to do it again. So we're filming now.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Today, I believe France and Spain are playing. Tomorrow is England v Argentina. Can I get your score predictions? So when this comes out, we might look like fools, or we might have won the World Cup. But what do you reckon the score will be for
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Do you know what? I reckon 1-0. I do. I think it's going to be a hard game. Be
To
a,
it, what to
a
England?
daft man to bat against Argentina. I think 1-0 to
Oh,
England. Yeah, I
on the
do.
twin.
Just got a feeling England are going to get through, and we're going to be we're going to see them in the final. Um,
Yeah.
it's been a long time, but I think they won it. I think they won it. Yeah,
On the last podcast, I guessed that the last game would be 2-1, and we'll go right to England. Now, on this one,
fantastic.
it's a tricky one, is it? Because we're going off paranormal here, aren't we? But Messi wants to end his career with a World Cup win, so that's going to be the hardest thing. But he's also never played England,
Yeah.
and I think this is England's year. So I reckon 3-2 to England, and I reckon we're going to be 2-0 down on the first half. So that's our prediction. So will we
Wowzers!
look like fools? We'll find out on
Wow,
Sunday.
wow.
But anyway,
Well,
let's
good
get
luck,
back to it.
England. Anyway, whatever. Yeah,
That's it. So
yeah,
we'll wrap up fairly soon, on 10, 15 minutes or so. But if you could invest anywhere and go anywhere in the world for an haunted location, where would it be and
yeah.
why?
Oh, I've got that. I've absolutely got that. So I'm a hypnotherapist anyway, as I said right at the beginning, and I do a lot of past life regression, and I've had a few spontaneous past life regressions myself. When I
I've
was a
done a
child, I
few.
was very interested in the American Civil War, and in a spontaneous past life regression. Do you want me to talk about this
Yeah,
story?
you carry on, carry on. Yeah, I'm just reading the question I'm going to ask
Don't know
you
if you're
next.
still there. Sorry. So I went to sleep and I suddenly was bolt upright. And I thought, that's really odd. Okay. and I kind of laid back down again. And the next minute, I was on this whitewashed veranda, and right in front of me was a pair of light blue trousers with the yellow stripe, and I just knew I was looking at a pair of Civil War trousers. And I saw the blue overcoat, the floppy hat, and a moustache that came down in front of the mouth. And I just knew it was George Custer. But he said to me, "Look after Eliza for me." I was like, "Who's Eliza?" And then he turned round and strode off, and then he shouted Elizabeth, and a lady came out, and I thought, "Oh, Eliza must be Elizabeth." This Elizabeth came out, they embraced, they hugged. Just briefly, he turned round and he strode purposely down the steps.
And
And that was it.
this
It kind of back.
this,
Then
this
I
was
Googled
during.
it, and I
du-
put in,
Sorry, and I think there's
this
a
was recent.
delay. So
This was a couple of years ago now.
okay, so this is during like past life regression, right? Have we got that correct? Right.
For myself, yeah,
Okay,
spontaneous
so
self
just
past life
briefly,
regression.
because briefly, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't know what it is. What is past life regression?
Ah, right. Okay, so for those that believe in past life regression, it's where we've had other experiences, and it could be before, it could be after this specific time, and whilst we're meant to come here as a fresh character, we have what I call past life leakage, where something gets drawn in with you from the other experiences that you've had in human form on this planet, on this body of Earth that we're on. And sometimes things can feel overly familiar. You have lots of reenactors, okay? They feel really comfortable in those rails, and it goes like Vikings, World War II, World War One, everything.
Yeah.
And war seems to be quite a big reenactment. But other people go and reenact the Victorian times, or and so I'd had this past life regression. I woke up as it straight away, and I went and Googled Elizabeth Custer, because I kind of knew it was him. And then there's a photograph online of the three of them, and I went, that's how he was. And I'd never seen that photograph before. That's her. I was like, wow. And then there's a book came out last year, George Custer and his Black African American soulmate Eliza Dennison Brown. And she plays an amazing role in Custer's life. They were working together for many years. She was captured by the Confederates, and she escaped and came back. I mean, she's an amazing character. And the two of them were very, very close. And I didn't know any of this. And then to experience that. And then I saw a picture of his house, and I went, that's not it. That's not where it was. There's a big tree there. That's not it. And then you read in it said, "Oh, Custer's house was rebuilt, wood panel by wood panel here. It was moved." And you think, "Huh,
That's why.
really?" So the original question you asked, where would I go? There's no doubt Barry and I will absolutely go over to Gettysburg, and we're going to do 3 weeks to 4 weeks, and the book will be Ghosts of Gettysburg. You've heard it here first. An absolute. I'm dropping that for you out on here. I know somebody. I think Will. Hi, Will. If you're watching, Will Sparks Jr. He runs a company that does ghost tours of Gettysburg. If you want to go and see a ghost tour, go and shout out for Will. But I'm going to spend some time with him. He doesn't know it yet, but you do now. And then we're going to go and write a whole book in the 3 or 4 weeks, and do the investigations, do the research before, go to Gettysburg. That's where I want to go.
No way. Well, let me know when you're planning to go over there. My brother lives in America, so we might be able to time it right and might have a bit of an American tour.
Hey, why not?
But,
Yeah, fantastic.
it's pretty cool. If you could ask Spirit a single question and get a guaranteed truthful answer, what would that question be? Now, this is something I ask everyone that comes on the show as well.
Yeah, please don't tell you've been playing with us. I don't want to be just a puppet here.
Normally, I'll get the response
real.
of the response I normally get is, "Do you know you're dead? Do you know you've passed?"
Oh yeah,
That's the answer I normally get.
I think some do think don't. I think that's information that they might already have passed to us. There's a lot of information they don't pass to us. They just go quiet when you start asking too many questions. But yeah, I'd just love to know. Hey, actually, is there an afterlife? Because come on, that's where we're all going, isn't it? And don't tell me that I've been so convinced all this time, and it's just been a big, huge joke. It's like the Truman
Yeah.
Show.
I always think that
Yeah, don't do that to me. That's not fair. I
there's
spent
got
hours
to
doing
be
this.
there's got to be something in that. There's got to be something, even if we're totally wrong. There's got to be something else. There's got to be, even if like what we're
Yeah,
thinking, spiritual
I,
like totally wrong.
there has to be something, because you can't have all these experiences and past life regressions, which I swear I've had more than that as well. I swear on, and I've worked with people that have brought stuff out of nowhere, and you think, where the hell has that come from? And you've got people you can't see that are talking to you in the middle of a tunnel, or in the middle of a secret nuclear bunker, or wherever you may be, or a manor house. It's like, but you're talking to me. I'm not just making
Yeah,
this up. There's more of us. There has to be something more. And that's, I suppose, what keeps us doing what we do.
exactly. And that's why I love it. So there's 3 more questions from me really before we wrap up. What's next for Paranormal Hunters UK? As in the
Yeah.
group. So I'm not talking about you as an author or yourself in particular,
Uh,
but the group in general.
yeah. Yeah, I think we're quite focused on the books. We are. But actually, we do some great investigations. So we're going back to Fort Woodley. We're going back to Kelvedon Hatch. There's a couple of groups that we that advertise some unique locations. So we may go and do some of those and have a bit of fun. We have been putting on mediumship nights and para meets, and that's really good fun as well. But we want to carry
Yeah.
on spreading the word, and we just want to have some fun doing it. Don't take it too seriously,
Mhm.
within reason, but just have a bit of a laugh as well.
I think when you forget like to have that bit of fun, that's when it starts to become a job more than like a passion. And when you're working a job after a job after a job, you lose interest. So I think that's a really big
Yeah,
factor
yeah,
in what you do. Keep it fun, keep it light-hearted but serious at the same time. Um,
too true. Yeah.
and yeah, so where can people follow your work and keep up to date with investigations and your new book, etc.? Is there a web page itself, or is it purely through Facebook? Or
No, there's a web page, and actually we're split over 2 pages, and we've done that for a reason. So ghosthunter.co is where you'll find all the information on the books, all the blogs. It's kind of like Paranormal Hunters investigation archive. And you'll find it there. We're on TikTok as well, as Paranormal Hunters. You can find us on Facebook, a group there, and we've also got Paranormal Hunters UK .com as a website. But Ghost Hunter is a great first place to go. We'd love you to follow on and comment on our work, have a read, and ask us questions.
yeah, no, definitely. And again, once again, just a reminder, when this comes out, drop the links in the comments, and at least people know exactly where to go to if they do want to follow along,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
would be
Thank you.
really cool to do, especially with all the books that you got coming out in the future. So it'd be a good way to keep on track of what's to come.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
finally,
thank you. Perfect.
from me, what's your message to anyone who's thinking about getting into paranormal investigating for the first time?
I think it's, go out with a nice little team. There's plenty of people there that are offering events, and go along, be part of it, learn the craft first, go out, do, a number, have a great time, and see if it's for you. Don't buy all the kit if it's not something you're going to carry on and do. Go and make some friends, and dare I say it, find a nice group. And that sounds terrible, but in
That's
this
very,
industry,
very
there's
hard to do.
so there's so many people that are very political, and they're very empire building, and they like
Mhm.
control of every. It can be quite tough sometimes with other people. So find a lovely group and just go and have fun, and
That's,
have a laugh, have a giggle. That's it. Don't take it too seriously.
no, definitely. I mean, that's partly why yeah, I could go on loads of events, but that's partly why I don't, because I don't like that atmosphere. Like, it's almost like you're the hamster in the cage. I don't like that feeling. I like to be able to just.
Yeah,
And I understand it's an event, and I respect exactly what they do. 'Cause I've done it myself in the past, but I like to wonder and stuff. I do and do my own little
yeah.
thing. But for a first time,
And I
like you
think
said,
that,
it's good to
yeah,
experience it.
I think there's a number of groups now that do. I mean, there's DS Hampshire Haunts, Paula down in Hampshire. She's
Yeah,
great. She'll take a group out, or you can go out and wander as a separate entity, and that's fine. You've got Spectral Knights. They're really nice. They're a good group that predominantly will take you on as a group to share the cost, and then you go off and wander and do your own thing and come back and you share the passion.
yeah.
But again,
There's
there's
a lot
one
of them
group,
do.
or a couple of groups in the area. Oh my goodness me. They'll go along and rattle chains or rattle a lock, or they'll plant things. And you think, what are you doing? And ironically, me and Barry were getting all the evidence downstairs. As soon as they came back, off it went. And they just drain the energy out of the place
Yeah,
by
it's
just trying to scare people.
that's it. It
So
can ruin
find
the
a
mood
good
and the
group
vibe and
and
everything.
enjoy it.
No, definitely. Well, no, well, Ian, thank you for jumping on. Is there anything you want to say before we do wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I've had a great time. No, brilliant. If I
No,
can be of help to anyone, you've got my website address, you'll have my email, drop us a line. Yeah, it's great. I'd like to meet anybody that wants to say hi.
no, definitely. And yeah, everyone, if you're watching, go and drop him a follow on the Facebook, TikTok, whatever it may be. All the links are below in the comments, so check them out.
Yep.
Any questions, either ask me, I can pass it on to him, or drop him in the comments, or ask him yourself. But we're all here to help you, and we can have a chat.
Yeah.
Well, no, thanks again, Ian, and let's hope that by the time this has come out, it's come home.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you for joining me, and we'll catch you soon. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye now. Bye everyone.